5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. HellRaisers turn to ban. OG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. HellRaisers turn to ban. OG's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. HellRaisers turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. HellRaisers turn to pick.
Earth Shaker.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to pick.
Sacrifice.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into the Dota Pit EU Grand Finals. We are here with game number 4 between HellRaisers and OG, and it should be a good one. OG taking a 2-1 series lead after going down in game 1 with just real solid play and obviously getting it through the first 15 minutes of the last game. It was a bit rough for them, but once they did it, they split up the map and split pushed HellRaisers to death. So now, what will OG do here for game number 4? What will HellRaisers do to even up the score if they can? Let's jump into the game. My name is Mont. With me is Brax. You feeling rejuvenated after that last game, my friend?
Oh yeah, of course. I was never out of it, Mont.
Ah, I see.
5 seconds.
This is the first time we've seen the IO picked up from OG. It's been banned in every game so far.
Turn to ban.
Yeah, and I think fairly so. It's just so hard to play against with teams like OG who know how to use it well. And they have the Bat Rider too for S4 if they want it.
Yeah, Bat IO, great combo. We've seen this for years actually. It's nice to set up the relocate, and also Bat Rider can play with the IO just in the lane, and they can
To ban.
make some fast, runs people down. Very good against the Necrophos.
Yes, and that is going to be the second overall pick from HellRaisers with the Earthshaker first. Milan has done pretty well, all things considered, on that Earthshaker. First game, obviously, he won with the Earthshaker. Last game, they got close.
10
I mean, the
seconds
first 15 minutes of that last game were all HellRaisers Brax. It wasn't even close there
5
for a little while.
seconds remaining.
Yep, very true. They just kind of hit that wall where OG outmaneuvered them, and I don't know, they just scaled into the game. It was a tough game for them. It's just gotta be demoralizing. Maybe not actually, because they did show that they could, do well in the early game, but they just hit that wall in the mid game where they probably felt like they couldn't do anything. They had these tools that they just couldn't use at all. The BKB, Blink, Lincoln's, Enigma, just, I don't know. They never put themselves in a position, or at least rather OG never put themselves out there where they could get caught by these spells.
10 seconds.
So is OG capable of making those maneuvers with any draft? Do you think they can split push the way they did with most of the drafts they run? Or was that more of a comp thing last game? Was that more of the fact that there was an Arc Warden, that there was an Invoker?
I do think it's both. It's their probably natural place that they default to once they hit that stage of the game. And also they did pick for it, right? They had the Invoker, Puck, and the Arc Warden especially, just split pushing the entire game. All those heroes were super hard to catch. And they also had the Rubik, who stole Venom Wars, and then he also did the same exact thing.
Dude, the game before with Jerax and the Rubik, I thought, okay, this guy is one of the best Rubiks. And then Fly plays it, I'm like, damn. He looked good. I know Jerax had made a lot of space because of the Doom pick and how much farm he got, but I think OG were firing on all cylinders, and they look like the OG of old with that last game, and we'll see if they can do it here in this game as the draft continues.
Yep, for sure. They looked real good. And let's see what HellRaisers are going to respond with here. They see that that OG have banned out 2 heroes pretty good against the Batrider, and General Nyx Assassin can Carapace the Firefly to stun him, and it ruins his initiation. Faceless Void, he's a safe laner that's pretty difficult for Batrider to kill once he gets time dilation up, so
yeah,
it's a good way of dealing with him in the lane phase, especially when there's an IO who can really make him even stronger in that lane phase.
Yeah, could be dangerous. I think the illusion ban's warranted for HellRaisers. Are you surprised there's no Arc Warden ban here, or do you think it's not an issue considering they already have the IO Batrider?
I feel like there's just too many heroes to ban, right? They already had to ban out the CK, the PL. Arc Warden is possibly something on their mind, but there are a bunch of picks that they still have available to deal with that, so not the end of the world. Also, those other heroes they banned out kind of pair better with the IO than Arc Warden is.
Right, which would make sense as to see the bans. Now the Silence are coming in, so they have some good team fight for HellRaisers. You jump in maybe with the Lasso, you get globaled, or even beforehand, and then HellRaisers could try to run over you in these fights, but could be interesting to see how the global plays up for HellRaisers.
Yeah, Silencer is a really good tool dealing with the Batrider. Not only is he pretty decent against him in lane, but it's that thing you're talking about. Batrider wants to blink lasso, out comes the global, then all of a sudden the target they lassoed lives, and they get to turn the team fight, and it just interrupts these spells that they want to chain together. But as we saw in the last game, they pretty much just dodged the entire game, and if they do that again this game, Global Silence might not be that effective. HellRaisers are still lacking in that tool to start these fights, right? They need like that Spirit Breaker style hero, which probably won't be picked up this game because there's an Earthshaker, but they just need someone to get in there to start the engagement so they can make use of this Global Silence. Usually we see the Batrider paired up with it, but not this game.
No, it won't be there. And AA is picked up a very strong here. We've seen a lot of recently the support AA, and for good reason. He's very strong in lane. Cold Feet, obviously, if you have like his Fennec, combine up with that. But Ice Blast, we saw the combinations there. Maybe a Batrider gets a lasso, you have an Ice Blast to sail through as well. I don't know, this hero seems very strong right now, Brax, this AA. But they have the Lone Druid on HellRaisers, which also we saw last, I think in the first game, actually. No, it might have been the last series. HellRaisers used it in the first game of last series to push down the towers within the first 20 minutes of the game. And we'll see if they can't do that again. It was the mid Lone Druid for 3-3, and he played it extraordinarily well. And getting these towers down, getting these buildings down is going to be one of these ways that HellRaisers can get back into the series. Uh-oh.
I'm back, Mom. What's up?
Something. So we'll wait till he gets back, but for now.
Hello.
Oh. You're back.
Did I scare you?
You did a little bit, but that's okay. We've got the Death Prophet for OG. Damn, this is a sick team fight centric lineup for OG. Which is, I guess, different than what we saw last time in terms of the split push and all that good stuff from OG.
So the Lone Druid is pretty good at dealing with that split push, but I mean, OG's lineup does not scream split push anymore, right? You see the Death Prophet, Ancient Apparition that help fight up against the Necrophos, but I don't know, Mots. The Lone Druid, it's an interesting hero, right? It used to be extremely popular, the range build, but that's kind of fallen out of favor lately, and now we see people going back for the Radiance Mask of Madness, and that takes towers so ridiculously fast.
Yeah, I was just saying we saw it in the first game for HellRaisers of the last series. And again, they won that game within 25 minutes. Even though they built up Midas and Radiance, he got Mask of Madness right after, and they just took buildings like crazy. So I think that's maybe what HellRaisers have plan to a certain extent. I don't know. They also have that way to the late game because Lone Druid also a good late game hero too. But we'll see. One more ban coming out for OG. 56 seconds left on the reserve time. And they are looking for, more than likely, their safe laner for Resolution or for No-Tail, whichever they want to grab. And there is still a lot available to combine up. They might want a good IO pairing. Death Prophet, I'm sure, is good, but you may want something more traditional with an IO.
Yeah, that carry that gets in their face, and a whole bunch of them have been banned this game. Actually, there's been like 5 of them banned.
Yeah, it makes sense too, but what else is still available for them to pick up? Maybe, I don't know if this is the best choice, but Ursa was one of those that I can think of that goes well with the IO. There's a lot of other ones too, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's still like, it's weird, right? Because there's the silencer factor they have to deal with in these team fights. A lot of carries don't really look too good, especially against the Necrophos, but let's see what this is. Sven. Okay, there we go.
Ah, man, I talked about this too. I mentioned it. The Sven IO combination with the Ice Blast. You have the Stormhammer and the Warcry to help the Death Prophet. So it's a pretty good hero here, I think, for OG.
Yeah, looks quite good. And actually, you know, Wraith King got banned out, so they're thinking along the same, you know, thoughts there, but they were more scared of the Wraith King rather than the Sven, and they're quite similar, right? They have that point-click stun, combos up with the AA nicely, also that big beefy frontline hero that wants to just jump in there and start these fights. I guess the Wraith King reincarnation is good against the Necrophos, but still, I mean, Sven is so scary. We've seen this hero all the time, and I was talking about HellRaisers. They need some way to start fights so they can actually use global properly, but this is a different approach, right? They have the Lone Druid who can just sit there and hit towers, and then that way they either need to start the fight on them or, you know, come out so that HellRaisers can jump them. And they followed up again with the Abaddon, so same kind of style of draft here.
Yeah, and this is something I've seen a lot of in the SEA region. They've picked it a lot for both Fnatic and a couple of other squads as well. Sometimes for Envy, sometimes elsewhere. In the safe lane and the off lane, Abaddon should do well in terms of keeping everybody alive. He wants to run in, but again, do they have like enough lockdown or initiation to start off these fights for HellRaisers like you mentioned?
So that's definitely what they're lacking, right? The whole lockdown aspect, but maybe they'll build some items to kind of help with that. Kaiser can build the Run of Atos on his Necrophos to help with that department. There's also the root from Lone Druid, but it's a bit unreliable. They are lacking in the lockdown department, but I mean, their lineup kicks off real fast. Lone Druid, Radiance, and they're probably just looking to run down every lane here.
Yeah, that could be a way to get to Game 5 now. For OG, they're a veteran team. If they can win a game, it certainly would be this one, and it is Game 4. In fact, one game away to getting Croatia for OG and getting there with a couple of other teams, including Maneski. So we'll see if that's going to be the case. We will jump into the game. HellRaisers played fantastically well in Game 1, the beginning of Game 2 to a certain extent, and then Game 3 in the beginning as well. And they're trying to just finish off these games, get through the first part of the game, get the towers down, get the buildings, and take a lead and force that 5th game.
Yep, definitely. We'll have to see how OG handles this push coming out from HellRaisers. Perhaps they can gain an advantage in the lane phase. You know, Silencer, pretty decent in lane. Shaker, same thing, but there is the Batrider IO combo who can steamroll some of these lanes.
Yeah, it's scary. And it's an S4 Batrider too, which makes it all the more scary along with it.
Yep, no stranger to this hero.
Yeah. So are we going to see anything like a weird dual lane mid, like maybe the support's coming out to help some of these heroes, or is it just going to be a straight up 1 versus 1 for a while here?
You know, I actually don't know. I think OG might mix up the lanes a bit. They might actually try to play for an aggressive lane with the Sven, so that they can make something happen in these lanes so they can give a Batrider a better time. But I don't know. I feel like one of these teams need to make some sort of lane adjustment rather than playing the standard safe lane.
Yeah, right now, it's not looking like OG. Maybe. They had the Sven going top. All right, he's still going top. The rest of the heroes are going to go towards the bottom rune spot, bottom bounty rune spot. Milan will get a smoke and a ward down. And this is one of those rare instances where OG didn't smoke and TP a hero to get a ward themselves. So Milan has maybe a bit of a vision advantage here at the beginning of the game. But he should be... He is pretty far in. Resolution, they'll cut the trees down for JRX.
Yep, nicely done there for the stacks coming out in the future.
Yeah, get that Sven going. And this is going to be a lot easier for the Sven to farm in the safe lane and get some of these stacks if they can get those stacks up. That's the big thing. But are they going to roll an aggressive lane top? It just looks like Bambo's up here. Maybe they'll have Milan rotating up, but for now, It's just standard lanes. But here comes Resolution and Jerax up to the high ground. 23 seconds left before the runes spawn. The tether will come through. They'll trade blows. No Curse of Avernus or anything skilled up yet, and Resolution also not skilling any particular ability. And they realize they probably can't fight for that rune, so they're going to back up. But maybe Kid thought about going up to the high ground himself, decided against it, and we'll just see some runes get taken here for both sides.
The battle begins.
All right.
Looking like pretty normal lane setup here. I imagine that HellRaisers will try to play with their Abaddon so he can kind of take over the lane, because we've seen free farm Svens in the past and it just gets out of hand way too quick.
Yeah. Yeah, this
line has been drawn here to go out into the trees. Perhaps they can look for the fissure block from the left side.
Yeah,
but that gives Batrider down bottom lane a 1v1 against Lone Druid, who, I mean, you never really want to give this Batrider hero a 1v1 in a lane that he can free farm.
Yeah, he's going to get some good farm. Maybe some entangles come out, but that'll be a little bit later. For now, though, they'll try to set something up top lane. Milan rotating in, Fly. Don't think he might have spotted Milan. In fact, they're backing away now. The Sven is still pretty far up. Resolution needs to be careful. This aggro Trallion might do some work here against this Fen. Tether. I'm just going to keep hitting each other. A little bit of harass here and there. Arcane Curse will come through, and Resolution now needs to back up. And it's not that great for him at this point. And Fly will try for the pull.
Definitely not the free farm lane he was hoping for. And these other matchups are pretty decent. Necro against the DP. Oh, stun up top here. The Kid, he's in some trouble.
Stormhammer, he's got a tango rolling. They need just 1 or 2 auto attacks more, and they cannot find it. Now the Fissure block, and it looks like it might get turned the other way. Milan looking for some auto attack damage. Resolution, Fly would be the better target to go on. They're going to look for both of them. Resolution's getting low. The Glaives going through 1 more auto attack from Milan, and it's the Aphotic Shield that gets the job done. Now Jerax running away with Fly. They have enough moves to do with the Tether. They will be able to get out, but losing Resolution there is critical in HR Strike First Blood.
Yep, nicely done there. And this is what we're talking about, man. Sven, this is what teams should look to do every game against this hero. You do not want this hero to have a free lane. He is definitely pressurable. He does have a stun and everything, but still, even if it's not blocked up here, it's going to take some damage.
Nice cut. He's got the Quelling Blade.
But yeah, even if your lane isn't like some huge kill potential lane, like this lane honestly just has a lot of harass, right? It's not some triple stun, tri-lane or anything like that. But just being able to slow down his farm a bit and get some of these supports attention so they can't just sit there and stack every ancient camp is so important.
Yeah, right now that's exactly what they're doing. Jerax and Fly are forced to stay up here. Again, though, we talked about what bottom will give if they don't have any supports here, and it's a decent amount of farm. The Batrider will get free farm, essentially. So will the Lone Druid, but Batrider getting free farm, early Blink Dagger, he can get involved pretty quickly here for S4 if he continues to get this farm.
Definitely. And this HR lane is actually quite good against OG's lane. They have to go on this Abaddon with Poor Man Shield, or else he can just shield off the Stormbolt stun.
Yeah, it's
very annoying.
It's very tough. And you just really can't move for OG. It's a lot of pressure being applied. Maybe they go again. Arcane Curse comes out. Fissure, he's going to cancel it. Milan thought about going for it, but Resolution is on the move. Maybe they go for it again here. A pull coming through for OG. Finally, Resolution might be able to get some farm here. Instead, they're going to look for a Stormhammer. They're going to go onto the Kid. Now that Fissure comes out, Resolution split up from Jerax, but he's got the Tether rolling still. And they're going to back up. So the danger's there, but they don't commit too hard.
Yep, just both teams trading harass and regen over and over. There's no real winner in this lane. You know, Abaddon doesn't have too many CS at all. Sven has a bit more, but still, this is not where Sven wants to be.
Cold Feet, and then the Aphotic, and there it is. And that's exactly what you were talking about. So, all right. Fly just throwing out the harass, I guess. He still has Chilling Touch. When they use Chilling Touch, maybe if they can get a good Storm Arrow, if they can do some damage and get a kill, but that's the only time, I think, where this is going to work out for OG. And even then, it's still tough.
Yeah, it's tough for both teams here. I mean, HR have the control. Resolution taking a lot of damage here.
Fissure, Rezo's in trouble. They get off the Fairy Fire. That should keep him alive. The Arcane Curse, he's dipping down low. Aphotic Shield, stick charges up. He won't tick down. 20 HP. My God. That was close. All right.
You know, I guess Wisp is probably one of the better heroes for dealing with this constant harass. They can always use their salves on too and tether up whoever's injured. So that is one thing they have going for them. But yeah, it's just these 3-on-3 lanes. There's no clear winner in these lanes, right? Even if Sven manages to get a little bit of farm, still there's going to be no levels on any of these heroes pretty much. It's just not good at all. It's just, it slows down both teams, it feels like.
Yeah. And again, those stacks, they're just not happening like you mentioned. Fly is starting to move away. And we'll see how far he goes. In fact, they're going to leave the IO. I think they TP'd him bottom for Jerax. In the meantime, Firefly 3-3 is going to go for a TP. Flame Break doesn't cancel it, obviously. And S4 will not be able to kill the Lone Druid. Still, though, good try. It forces him back to the tier 2 tower at the very least.
Yep, he actually TP to the tier 2, so he's going to be back to lane pretty quickly here. And his TP will be on cooldown for quite some time.
Yeah, that could be rough if he goes on him again with another Firefly. Rezo top lane. Now, Abaddon can just kind of run at him with a Photic Shield. In fact, he might be able to get the kill. Stick charges and a Mango. And Bambo is going for this. Rezo's going to salve up, and he might be able to survive because of it. It's going to be close. Milan coming in. There's the
Nice.
Fisher. Now he's dead. That was beautiful. A great block. Last word. Should get the kill. It will. J4 will grab it. And
Good lane
Reaper's
as
mid.
well.
S4 getting low. Maybe the glaive brings him down. Not quite. Still low. They'll trade up 1 for 1. In the meantime, Death Prophet will die, but she does get the kill beforehand with S4 burning him down. Now top lane again. Fly's caught in a bad position. They've got no mana for a Fisher. Now with the Mango they do. They give it to him. They're ready to go. They've got the block momentarily. A Photic Shield. Should it be enough? It won't be. So close. Cold Feet will come out, and now Abaddon has to stop going in.
They're
no
still
Mango
going
left.
in.
They're
not stopping, Bob.
Actually, they are diving
They
deep.
want this.
My God, Rez is like, I'll try to save you, but Fly, one more auto attack. No, it's going to require 2, but it's more than enough. Cold Feet, actually, they might get this kill onto Bambo. Do they have the Stormhammer? They do, and they might find the return. The Fisher comes out too little too late for Milan. Now Jerax is in. He's already used the spirits. He can bottle up. Milan is getting pretty low, but they have no way of getting him and locking you down. So 1 for 1 trade in that top lane.
Yep, nicely done, and we can really see the, it feels like OG is winning this lane. I mean, they're diving the Sven. Bambo isn't really farmed on the Abaddon, but look at J4's experience. He's 5.5 on a Silencer, as opposed to Fly's level 3.5. He got that solo kill experience in the mid lane when No Tail died.
Oh.
And, I don't know, Mod, it's so weird, because they both get different things out of this lane, right? Sven, he did die twice, but he has some CS. Bambo hasn't died, really. Or he's died once, but he's got 2 kills. He has no CS, really, but he has control over this lane.
Yeah, for sure. The Sven obviously wants to be super far ahead. Bambo doesn't need to be in that position either. So it's like the trade-off should be there for Bambo. Meanwhile, J4 looking to drop a ward, perhaps. Yep, he's about to. There it is.
Yep, nicely done. Blocking up the Ancient stacks, trying to control the Sven. And they were actually just spending time trying to stack both Ancients. Fly gets one off on the right side of the Ancients. So they're just doing their best to get this guy back in the game for now.
Yeah, and again, you know, OG, if they can withstand the early game pressure coming out from this HellRaisers squad, they can get resolution farm, even if they didn't get stacks, even if he didn't get farm. But oh, they get the Reapers mid. Kaiser's going to come through and throw it down under No Tail. Looks like he was getting ganked by a couple of different heroes.
Yep, nicely done. The fissure into the follow-up afterwards.
All right, here we go. The pressure onto the tower already. They're going to look for Fly, but I don't think they can find that. They have no Fisher there. And here comes the Bear.
Yep, that's an easy way to secure these towers. Just bring Lone Druid, he can always tank up the tower, and they can hit these tier 1s.
Oh, are OG going to actually fight this? They have the Bat Rider rolling in. He's going to be spotted here in a moment. In fact, he is now. Firefly comes in. Good Fisher to stop them. They've got the Stormhammer. It's on to 2. Where's the follow-up? They need more of it. They've got the Cold Feet. Where's the lasso? Does he have it? He does. Decides against it. There's the Exorcism coming out. They get the Cold Feet as well. The Spirit Siphon. Finally, they'll bring down Kaiser. Can they get anything else, though, is the question. The Cold Feet, but 3-3 is so damn fast. He has Phase Boots. They might get the Bear. Exorcism was used for this. He might live. Resolution, Stormhammer. He just needs 1 or 2 auto attacks. Can he find it? Yes. 300 gold for Rezo. The Exorcism is still going, and No Tail will try to push into the tier 1 tower, but they only get the Necro somehow.
Well, when you open up the net worth, it looks like Sven wasn't even tri-laned. He's actually 3rd on net worth, pretty close to this free farming Lone Druid. That Bear kill, too, pretty much bought him his Mask of Madness. He's super close to it now. And I mean, once he has that, he does not care about this lane anymore. He can just farm the jungle. There are some stacks available for him as well.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world for sure. And it's kind of crazy to look at that net worth chart, though. You're right. He is actually 3rd currently. And, of course, S4, as he has been in the past couple games, is 2nd on the net worth, not quite 1st. The Lone Druid is going to get that top honor. But, again, S4, he goes for the Soul Ring. He's got the Blink Dagger in his Quick Buy, and he's going to have it pretty soon here, especially if he can get some more time to free farm.
Yep, when we talked about the Global Silence being a pretty big hindrance in their team fight, but you know, OG have more than one way to play this fight, right? DP can always ult preemptively when they know they're going to jump. Sven, same thing, he's going to God Strike, then jump with the stun. S4 can kind of just hang back and then play after the Global Silence. He doesn't really need to just jump right away.
So it depends on how much they can get with just the global. You really only have that Fisher initiation. That's like the only thing they could do to really initiate the fight until he has Blink Dagger and Echo Slam.
Yep. And that's going to be a big problem, it feels like. These tier 1 towers are going to die, but after that, it's pretty hard to force tier 2s without any real initiation. Down bottom S4. Is he going to get rooted up here? Maybe.
One more. Oh, one more. He's in deep. Firefly, he should be fine now, yeah. S4 is forced to use Firefly, but no entangles there for 3-3. He was praying for it, too. He couldn't quite get it. Man. But they will pressure bottom together. Try to get more towers. We saw this in the game previous. Take down these tier 1s. Get a lead. Get those items up on Lone Druid. And go from there. Oh, Milan. Stormhammer. He is in trouble. Spirit's coming out. God's Strength is available. He will go for the TP, and he actually is going to be successful. Nice job. Knowing that Stormhammer is gone, just get out of there easily.
Yep, HellRaisers pick up another tower in the bottom lane, but these towers don't really feel defendable right now for OG. Not that they'd want to. They're farming very well. Batrider's pretty close to his Blink Dagger. Sven has his Mask of Madness picked up now, too. And they just need more items for now. They're totally okay with dropping these tier 1s. Perhaps they can take a team fight with this Invisure or No-Tails DP. You can always do some clever things, like you could pop the Exorcism and then go Invis and just walk on top of them with the Spirits to take a team fight.
Right. That could be interesting.
Yeah. Look at these Ancient stacks, Mott. Even Batrider's farming up the Ancient Prowlers here.
Give me that gold.
Closing on that Blink. Was a double Ancient Prowler camp, so tons of gold for him. He's
like now super close, just like 200 gold away at this point. When he gets that, they can maybe start making moves. God's Strength coming out. These Ancient stacks are coming through. Looks like they dewarded that Sentry, or it's gone at this point.
They
one of the two.
it.
Okay. Well, that's good news for Rezo at this point. And again, Mask of Madison, he's now top of the net worth, suddenly. But it makes sense.
Great recovery hero, especially when you stack up all these Ancients and jungle camps for him.
Speaking of Mask of Madness, the Lone Druid will go a different build this game. The game he played earlier, he went Midas into the Radiance, then Mask of Madness, but it feels like this is more... Does he want this for pushing? What does he need this Mask of Madness for here?
Is this actually a right-click build from the range form?
Oh yeah, it definitely could be. That is exactly what it's going to be. It's just so weird because he played the Lone Druid bear build last game. So
Yeah. And when you look at this lineup, too, you think, oh, high ground, 20 minutes, right?
Yeah. That's very intriguing. S4, Blink Dagger. He's got the lasso. Ice Blast to sail through. There's that combination we were talking about, and he is almost certainly dead. The Shatter not even needed as the Cold Feet and Chilling Touch came through. So, Blink Dagger, successful pick with the first reveal. In the meantime, though, the Tier 2 is getting assaulted, but like you said, they might not be able to fight this now, especially without the Blink Dagger or lasso.
Yep, there's also a very good chance that this is still the melee Lone Druid. He has the Mask of Madness on his spear. Now, Jarex might be dead too. Look at
Yeah, he's making dead.
Goodbye.
25 seconds on the sidelines. Exorcism, No-Tail had that Invis route. He's just going to take the tier 1 tower.
Doing this? They're walking up the bottom lane right here.
Oh my god. If they can get any sort of damage of his tier 3, it could be fantastic. And as you said, he put the Mask of Madness on the bear. There's the rabbit as well as the battle cry coming out. And they will go to work on this tower. And they're going to get it. It looks like there is no glyph. Ice Blast will come through, and they're going to get one more hit. They're going to Firefly, but I don't think they care they lose the bear at this point. They'll still get the tier 3 tower at 13 minutes into the game. That is a huge pickup for HellRaisers. They will relocate, and they're trying to fight this. Global comes out. They get off a huge echo from Milan, and they'll take 2. A double kill for 3-3. What a turnaround, and what a mistake from OG.
Disaster. Relocating right into the Echo Slam and the Global Silence. Oh boy.
That is critical, because guess where they're going now, Brax? It is Shrine time.
Oh my god. Shrine's being taken out at 13 minutes in the game. What version is this? This is like when the tier 2 towers gave Shrine access.
Yeah, this is, it's pretty good for HellRaisers so far. And, wow. That's huge.
So, although that was very good for them, OG are still farming. Sven's top of the net worth here, working on his Echo Saber. And Lone Druid looks like he's going for a Desolator, or at least that's what he has in his quick buy. Maybe he'll decide against it and pick up something else. But when that bear takes the tower down so fast, and HellRaisers, are they going to walk back to the top lane? They have no global, no Echo Slam, but does it even matter?
I don't know. I don't know if they can fight this. They'll have to be careful of the lasso. That is the one big thing. But there's no exorcism, right? They just used it. 60 seconds without it. And this is going to be difficult. HellRaisers, can they get this done? The bear coming out. He's got no resummon, so he needs to be careful with it. Firefly should be coming in the back lines. They're going to go for it here. The silence coming out. That'll be on the silencer, in fact. Abaddon coming in as well. Here comes the IO tether. S4 looking to find his kill, but no tail. Reaper it up, and they have the Ice Blast. It hits onto 2. Pretty good stuff. The Spirit Siphon keeping him alive, but they're just going to take him away from the base. No tail would surely fall here on the other side. They lasso up the bear. They're going to bring it down. He almost got the melee racks, but now with no bear, it's going to be tough. But they are also missing out for OG on the Death Prophet.
God, all right. He actually almost took the melee racks there.
I think Bambo's going to come up and just take it.
Looks like they're just walking up.
It's going to be tricky. They have no mana for the Stormhammer. They're going to grab the melee racks at 14 minutes into the game, 15 minutes into the game. Wow. All right, well, that's the early game we were talking about, Brax. You can take advantage of it. You can get buildings.
Yep, 15-minute racks taken for HellRaisers. And would you have expected this after the last game? I mean, they had that kind of explosive early game, but I guess they really lacked the hero that could force the issue like Lone Druid.
Yeah, that was the real issue. Just with that bear, you can just get up on the high ground, and it's pretty easy to actually take the buildings, as you just saw. And that seemed to be the thing they were missing. So with the Lone Druid now, they're able to do it, and they're kind of around Roshan. Whether or not they want to go into the pit, not sure, but they are slowing things down here just a bit from HellRaisers. But,
yeah,
I mean,
looks like it's time for them to just regroup, get their items. Lone Druid still needs 2 minutes for his next bear respawn. He has 1 up, but ideally he'd like 2.
Yeah, and still very close to that Deso too. That is probably the next big thing. Milan has his Blink Dagger now, so this fighting is even more dangerous for OG. No Tail's died twice in a row. Even though he has a Hood of Defiance, he's starting to fall behind now. He's like halfway in the net worth at this point. And again, it's going to have to be Rezo doing the heavy lifting here, I would imagine, for OG.
Yeah, it's looking like it, and they're just in the Roshan pit right now. I don't think OG can do anything about this. They just can't fight at all right now.
It doesn't look like it. They'll try to split push bottom, though. S4 is doing his best. He almost gets Force Staff. And again, S4 doing very well this game, but he's going to have to make some big plays. Ice Blast is going to come through. It'll hit onto 4. This might be a bit dangerous for HellRaisers, but they're taking it down so damn quickly that it might not matter. 3-3. Ranged auto attack build coming in. His bear scouting. There's a regen room there as well. There it is. Aegis for Kaiser picked up. They will smoke instantly. They might need to deal with mid and bottom getting pushed in, but can they find a pick with the Smoke of Deceit?
The line's been drawn and they're running straight through the jungle, but there's a good chance that No Tail backs up after this wave and they won't be able to find anything. But you know, if nothing else, it's still, they kicked them out of the jungle, right? They're going to push down this bottom lane now, probably take a tier 2 tower and start up their unstoppable push again.
Yes, and they will go for a different lane this time. It looks like bottom to get to tier 2 first. Range Rex is all that remains top lane. They could finish it off, but I think getting these other buildings is going to be more important for HR at this point. Make sure they can get some map control, because Rezo continues to farm like crazy. That is the good news, right? You get a big Stormhammer, you get a big Ice Blast, all of a sudden you've got a fight going your way, and OG can easily turn it around, but they've got some time.
Very true. He's also really close to that Blink Dagger, so they can get in there and just blow up a hero now.
Yes, something that they definitely need, that initiation factor. The Batrider last, so they need to follow up. And again, what OG are doing, they're splitting up the map yet again. Like, they're just doing the great old job split pushing. They have an IO this time so they can relocate if any fight breaks out. It's still kind of tricky here, but now with the Deso coming in from the Lone Druid, they will take this tier 2 rather quickly, I would think.
It's very tricky, and this is an interesting change-up, right? We're used to seeing the Ridley stuff, but he's got so much attack speed, these towers melt with all these heroes hitting it. I think OG are going to have to fight at this tower. They don't still push nearly fast enough at all.
This is what the Lone Druid gives you. You can now go up to the high ground. I think they might have smoked on that ward, actually. It looks like they did. So...
But they do not care. They're just going to get this.
Yeah, man. They have to glyph immediately. And they won't get pulled back to the tier 2. Jumping in, there's the last, so they find the Lone Druid. Global comes out as well. So any follow-up might be moot here. 3-3. He'll back up No Tail. Maybe in trouble. He has the Spirit Siphon jumping in. Stormhammer. Gosling. On to 2. Can they get the kill? The Savage Roar comes out and it keeps him alive. The Reaper's coming in. Does no damage. No Tail with the Spirit Siphon. They're coming in. They're looking for a fight. They've got the Abaddon. Can they get Kaiser? They'll take down another. That's the Silencer running away. Good fish to stop any further aggression. More Spirit Siphons coming out. Kaiser again still has that Aegis. The Lone Druid Bear trying to run. Veils drop down. They will get the top racks, by the way, with the creeps in the meantime.
Wow.
Even when they lose 2 heroes, they get a building out of it.
You know, that was the best possible fight that OG could have hoped for. They A blasted as it was, or as the Batrider went in, so that they couldn't global to cancel out the A blast. And Sven made his first appearance in a team fight, and he looked pretty good. Working towards that BKB now.
Yes. I mean, that was a great 2-man stun. The Blink Dagger really setting it up. And HellRaisers, they're stalling maybe a little bit. I don't know. Should you be worried at this point for HellRaisers in terms of what they're able to accomplish?
So the fight didn't go as planned, of course, but they still are in a good position right now. Their heroes are farmed. They have the Aegis up on Kaiser still. It looks like they're just gonna go again.
Yep. With that Aegis, I think if the Aegis is gone, maybe they make a different decision, but that seems to be the case. They will go for a push bottom. All right, now if this doesn't go well, maybe you start getting a little bit worried. We'll see. Still some good vision from the Dire side. I think the biggest thing is, again, there is no Death Prophet ultimate. They will smoke on top of this Observer Ward inside the base. Wow, that's huge. I think they saw it. They know that OG is smoked up. No Tail will walk up S4 as well. That smoke will break. They know he's over there. They dropped an Observer Ward on the high ground as well. So both teams see each other. Firefly, S4 might want to jump in. Here comes the God Strike, the smoke coming out. Kaiser might be the one. They're going to go and set up J4. Here comes the Mask of Madness as well. The last are coming through. They really want 3-3. And they're going to try to bring him into the cleave, but the Echo Slam onto 2. The relocate is there, and they will bring him out in time. And they will save him. J4 will burn down. He's the only death for now. No Tail, 20 seconds on that exorcism. You've got to get out of your HR. They'll buy back. They'll have global now. They might want to use it here. Resolution, Stormhammer, that's onto 1. The Bear chasing him down. Resolution gets rooted up. That's a problem. He might be in trouble. Reapers elsewhere. That'll be onto the IO. Dropping down. Rezo is trying to run. 3 seconds for the Blake. The Flame Break pushback might keep him alive. It looks like it will, but S4 probably going to give his life for this. No. The Firefly just comes back up, and he's going to go for the TP. And they still have exorcism.
There's some big plays in these fight mod. The S4 blinked in, flame broke the Lone Truth Bear, so he couldn't keep chasing resolutions. There's an Ice Blast coming in. What can they do with this, though? The racks are dying. Man, even when the fight doesn't go that great for HellRaisers, they're still going to get a Rax. And there's only 1 Rax remaining, and the good news for OG is that there's a tier 2 they have to take before they get there. Is Aegis still up? Yes, it is. For how long? It's 5 seconds. And Exorcism is back and ready to go, but OG, they are down to Rack. Savage Roar will miss, but they get the first hit entangle, and S4 will fall. They don't have the Reapers, but he's dead for 46 seconds with no buyback. And HellRaisers, the push, 21 minutes in, 2 racks up. Can they finish this game off? They're definitely going to try right now. Lone Druid has 2 bears up, and what can they do? They have a shield on the bear, they got Medallion as well to buff it up.
Man, the 2 bears is maybe the most important thing. It is taking a lot of damage from the Spirit side, but here comes the Exorcism. The bear will back up. It's going to run in and die. 300 gold given. Now,
bear's dead.
They're going to back. Exorcism down. Let's go again here in a couple seconds, it looks like. Wow.
Right, this is tough. I mean, not many teams are used to playing against this sort of heavy push. It's extremely difficult, especially when they start getting rolling. I mean, I guess the one thing that OG does have going for them is that Sven is pretty farm, but this push is coming again right now. He's not going to have time to farm his BKB or anything. Oh yeah, they saw that Exorcism. They were like, let's back up, let's wait. Now we go again. And they're going to push up another bear in 88 seconds. This one's still alive. They have a Solar Crest. Lasso up under the bear. That might stop this push. In fact, they're going to kill it. Savage Roar, he's burning down, not dead yet. Finally will go down, and now it's time to back. They've got Bambo getting caught. He will get silenced, but the Aphotic Shield comes out first. Maybe they take a fight on their terms without the bear. Echo slams up in 2 seconds.
He's ready to go. Milan thought about chipping in, but again, it wasn't quite there. Like you were saying, the Echo Slam just came up right then.
Yeah, so even with no bears on this Lone Druid, they can't jump in and commit because they know that Earthshaker's just waiting there, ready to turn the fight. And Silencers, too. The Global Silence.
Yeah.
So difficult for OG to take any sort of fight right now.
But they stopped the third set of racks going down. They stopped the tier 3 going down. That lasso on the bear, it buys them some time here for OG and for especially Resolution. As you mentioned, he needs this BKB.
Yep, BKB getting pretty close here. And I imagine HellRaisers are gonna kind of just wait for the next Aegis to spawn, and then wait for Lone Druid to have 2 bears up, maybe even new items on everyone else as well. Let's see what's close. Yep. Necrophos has its BKB completed now. Kid on the Abaddon has Solar Crest and Vlad's. I don't know about they have all the items they need to end this game. They're just pretty much waiting on Roshan to spawn, and they're hoping that Resolution won't be able to farm up his BKB before then. And he's actually saving his gold for buyback instead, so he knows that if he happens to die, that this game is probably just going to end.
Yeah, it's so close for Rezo. Like, can they even contest Roche with pushing out 2 waves? Like, they have to deal with bottom and top 2. That's the hard thing to do here for OG. Roshan, 10 seconds away to it. Maybe a respawn. We'll see how early it is. We've had a lot of late respawns today, so might be waiting a bit. But more importantly, HR, they're smoked behind Kaiser here, trying to bait him out perhaps. OG, they're just sitting inside the base at this point. There's the bear. 86 seconds until he's got another one. Working on what seems to be an AC as he has the plate mail. They're going to Stormhammer it, and they've got the Solar Crest up on him. Working on the tier 3 slowly but surely.
Bear, though.
Yeah, they're going to back it up. Could have lasted it, but Roche...
Well, that chip damage is permanent, so as long as the bear doesn't die, they're totally fine with just doing that over and over. Roshan is going to spawn in 2.5 minutes, so long spawn.
Yeah, unfortunate for HellRaisers, and pretty fortuitous for Sven, who is very close to this BKB. Again, no buyback when he gets it. Might save for it later, but for now, it looks like HellRaisers will build into those later game items. The Necrophos Radiance is going to be his choice. Should be very strong. BKB for 3-3. Any other big items coming out here? Besides what we talked about already. Not for HR, but for OG. What is No Tail getting? He's got a full pipe. Okay.
He's got the economy build here, right? He's got the team items, the Solar Crest, the pipe. He can slap on the Solar Crest every time the bear comes up to hit high ground.
Yeah, true.
Not so bad.
And,
yeah, as everyone can see right now, OG are getting destroyed, and HellRaisers are just waiting around that Roshan. I mean, even Silencer's getting finished now. He has 14 untouched, which isn't the most, but he's pretty close to that 8th host now, about 1,000 gold off. Yeah. I don't know. Everyone's getting items right now, and this is the, it's a pretty unconventional build we've seen from the Lone Druid. I guess the Phase Boots and Mask of Madness is more standard nowadays, but going in for that Deso instead of the Radiance is definitely different.
Yeah, but you can see what they wanted to do this game with it, and so far they've accomplished that goal.
Yep, definitely. The change in item build from whatever we think is standard nowadays has been quite successful, I would say, especially with all the attack speed auras from the Abaddon going on. Just everything's been working out for them right now.
And speaking of the Abaddon, he's just sitting in the Roche pit. Bambo's job now is to wait until Roche is up, essentially, and it is still not there.
Yep, they know it's going to be up pretty soon here. It'll be up within a minute.
Max duration Roche respawn. I believe this is actually max duration. Pretty sure.
And look at the way that OG have to play this game, right? They're actually just sitting in base behind their Sven because they know the only way they can win this game is with Sven's BKB right now. It's so different from the other games where HellRaisers were unable to like force these objectives and they just had heroes sitting on the sidelines, pushing every lane up, but this is another way to deal with the lack of catch, right? And the global silence. You have to force them to do something, right? You either catch and initiate and start the fight with like a Bat Rider Lasso or a Shaker Jump, and then you pop the global and take the team fight that way. Or you just sit there and siege the buildings.
Yeah, that's what they've been doing. And that was successful earlier on. It's getting a little bit harder now for them to get these sieges going. But with the BKB on the bear, perhaps, or whatever, they could probably just find this tier 3 tower, which has kind of been eluding them. Speaking of BKB, the Sven has picked up his. And if they want to go for contention at Roche, they can. But again, they have to deal with bottom and top first. So this should just maybe be a free Roshan for HellRaisers here.
Yeah, it's looking pretty free. There's no chance OG can leave their base right now. They have no idea what kind of vision HellRaisers has. So it's not an easy game. They're going to have to sit in base and just fight with the BKB.
Also a DD up on Kaiser, which is pretty nifty. And he's going to get Aegis and Cheese. And they will go for a push. And just keep these waves pushed out. They have 5 minutes to work with here. See what they can do.
Well, it's not only a push, it might be the push. The push that ends the game.
I mean, it very well could be, but again, it's OG, and they have a farm Sven. That's the only thing. Resolution, he's getting up there. He doesn't... He's got just about everything he needs in terms of, like, mad fighting. It's going to be interesting.
So it looks like 33 is just waiting for him to punch here. Big jump up.
Global. Wow, he used global for that. Oh, that's maybe not good for HellRaisers. He's got buyback.
Relocate here?
They're trying. They're going to jump in. S4 still no last. We just used it. Kaiser coming in. He's going to get silenced up. He'll force himself away. Solar Crest on him. Defensively, here comes Kid. Borrowed time running through on the other side. Resolution looking for 3-3. He's got no ages. He's going to get dropped down. Dead for 50. All of a sudden, OG finding the fight. They're going to have S4 jumping back in again. Kaiser, he is so tough to take down. Maybe they can get Milan. They need something to stun him, and they just don't have it. He'll get away. On the other side, they've got the Aegis Resolution jumping through. Here comes comes the relocate in as well. The blink away coming out. Kaiser might still be alive.
Found him.
And they're going to jump in. Resolution. There's the BKB from Kaiser. I believe this is a 10-second BKB duration. In fact, it is. Oh, man. They committed a lot to that. And they only get 2 kills. And a global, I guess. But still. Could have gotten more for OG.
It's, we still got a game here, Mon. It's not over yet.
Yes, true.
That's the Aegis going down. Cheese is still up on the Necro, but of course if the AA blast is there, Cheese doesn't do anything anyways. You know, they were actually waiting for the Lone Druid's BKB on his bear before taking that fight so he could just walk up to the hill, pop the BKB and take the Mega Creeps, but he got caught out there and decided to fight. I mean, that's one of those situations where it's probably better just to ditch your silencer, even if he pops the global.
Agreed. And they kind of just hesitated, it looks like, but they were able to get caught in the end. Now the question is, with Exorcism down, with the God Strength, well, that's going to be back up soon, but with some of these abilities down, are they going to continue on and go for this push? And the answer looks like yes. They even see J4 coming in from the back lines, 35 seconds on global, and this time the BKB bear is up and ready to go. Lasso will be back up, though. No Exorcism coming out. There it is, the Lasso coming out. That's going to be Milan. And here we go. Onto the tower they go. The Tier 3 getting demolished. They will have the glyph to come out. They're going to back up. Now Resolution jumping in. There's the Stormhammer, the God Strength. BKB popped. Looking for the root. They'll find it. The Fisher. They'll take down Milan. He'll buy back. Jerax is getting low. Kaiser in trouble. Eats the cheese. Now the Reapers comes out. He'll get that kill onto Jerax. It's still going. Resolution. He's got to be careful. No BKB left. No Tail's got Exorcism at 30, but he's out of mana for now. Kaiser continues on here and fly. They'll back up. The Tier 3 stays standing. But again, they have no glyph now.
Yeah, there's no glyph, no God Strength, no Lasso, no AA Blast, nothing. And they're healing up this bear. He still has 2, okay, no, 1 bear. His second bear's up in 45 seconds. But I imagine they could just walk up and hit this now.
Yeah, no Lasso. They'll try. The bear might be in trouble, actually. He's gonna get the Tier 3. No, he actually doesn't get it. Do they have another bear? 30 seconds. S4 looking for the Firefly. Lasso in 20 seconds. They didn't even have to use Exorcism there. That's a pretty good hold. And that tower, though, 1 hit from going down. Milan looking for a Fisher. Kaiser, they're going to try to find it, and there it is. They need more damage to follow up. Good 4-7 to the high ground from S4. Jerax will weave his way through the trees and get down with a tether and to try to get this defense set up again, because there's another bear in 10 seconds.
Yep, another bear, but Sven's abilities are coming back up now, so I don't know how hard they want to... Oh, they actually see Resolution here. They could jump him.
Are they going to S4 trying to jump on the other side? Fisher about to come through, gets canceled. Rezo's still there. Now walking up. No Tail has the Exorcism. There's the Stormhammer coming back in as well. The Glimmer Cape coming through as well.
Oh, no detection.
Global comes out perfectly timed, but Kaiser getting jumped. There's the Echo Slam. It's on to 2, but the BKB's up for Rezo. They have the bear, I believe. It's going up to the high ground now. Trying to get the Tier 3, but it can't. The Cold Feet, they have the Lasso. Not only do they bring down Kaiser, but they bring down the bear as well, and it's dead forever. Ice Blast coming in. Milan, he's got the Fisher, stopping Resolution from going any further. Stormhammer just misses. The Lone Druid gets out, and they will keep their Tier 3 alive again, Brax. My God.
This is really a game of Defense of the Ancients, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. That's a good way to describe it. Oh, unbelievable from HR. Can't believe they can't get this done yet. That Tier 3 somehow still alive from OG. Whew. All right, and this is Rezo getting scary.
They've tried to just BKB the bear and hit this building, but it dies in like 3 seconds. The Sven just hitting it. They also use the Lasso. I mean, Sven's almost out of Daedalus now as well. I guess his BKB is running out. It's only at 7 seconds. I feel like Kaiser made a pretty big mistake in that last fight. He popped his BKB instead of just using the Ghost Shroud and kiting out the Sven's God Strength, and he ended up getting crit like twice off the Echo Saber and just melted.
Oh, never a good sign.
Yeah, definitely, but I mean, HellRaisers, they have the whole map to farm at least, so there's that.
Yeah, and it's just scary though. I mean, it was like a 10k lead at one point. Now it's down to like 5k. It's still going back up to 6k because of what you just mentioned. They can farm the whole map, but the Sven, like you mentioned, Daedalus coming soon. With that, you have the Death Prophet working on a Bloodstone, which makes a whole lot of sense. And it's still dangerous, but again, HellRaisers still have this firmly in hand because 2 sets of racks ahead. If OG can come back from this, it would be pretty miraculous, but it's not over yet. And here we go.
Yep, that Bloodstone is pretty interesting on DP. And I mean interesting in a good way. I mean, we'll talk about it later. Smoke up here from HR. Can they actually find the jump?
It'll be interesting if they can. No Tail. No, he's fine. Okay. I thought they might go, but Milan's kind of far back now.
Yeah, their jump's not looking so great. It's just Shaker, pretty much.
Fly, maybe. Yep, that's who they're going to go on. Fisher, good force. They've lost the ratings courier on the back end. Fly, in some trouble. There's that tier 3. It's gone, but they've got the lasso. Global will come out. They want this bear. They've only got one. He'll pop the BKB. Gets the instant route now going out to the melee racks. He might be able to get Megas here. Reapers comes out. The bear is just going to work. Buyback coming in from No Tail. Resolution at least cleans up
for
the Abaddon. It's solo, Megas, and the Echo Slam onto 3, but where's the follow-up? They've got the Death Pulse, the Enchant Totem, the Savage Roar. S4 is in trouble. They might bring him down. They'll get the Lone Druid, but the damage has been done. Mega creeps for HellRaisers in Game 4. Enchant Totem silenced up Milan, can't follow up. Now has to run Resolution, pops the Mask of Madness. Kaiser, he will get a kill onto No Tail. That's a dieback for No Tail. J4 is going to get chased down. Resolution is solo. He's got buyback. He's going to have to use it. S4 is back in. HellRaisers are overrunning OG right now, and they have to deal with Megas from here on out. And Kid might get out. Nope, there's the Stormhammer. Borrowed time. He did just buy back, so he needs to be careful. They're going to try to bring him down. They have the Glimmer Cape running in as well. Resolution getting low. He can't afford to die. He gets forced away, and Cade blinks back in. He wants this kill. Do they have the relocate? It's down for 40 seconds. They do have the Stormhammer. Resolution might get out. They have no way of chasing him down. He will get to the well. No die back for him. Lone Druid is back, by the way. Does he have a bear? 8 seconds for it. And this could be the end for OG in this game. We might be seeing Game 5. In fact, almost assuredly, they will get the die back in on the Abaddon, but 60 seconds is not near long enough for them. As the... Oh, is Jarex dead? He's like...
He's taken out of the Heartstopper.
Oh, 16 HP. Oh, my God. Oh, Kaiser's going to kill him. Oh, my God.
Oh,
Blinks
man.
and he dies. Okay. Yep, J4, okay, I'm with you.
All right, Mon. Megas. They use everything. So many buybacks. People are dying to these creeps.
The tier 4s are pretty much gone. Yeah, I think this one might be in the book for HR. Would be pretty amazing to see OG come back from this, but they will try to finish this game off for HR. They don't have the Abaddon. They can keep these waves constantly pushed in. They can send the Baron every 120 seconds. Just chew down the tier 4 and the Ancient, and the game will eventually end. Who knows when, though?
That's right. I mean, is there any way OG come back from this? I guess Sven is so close to Daedalus, but he can't even leave his base to go get it, so... Not sure what he's supposed to do about that.
And the Sven dies once, the game's pretty much over, right?
Yep, definitely. And it's at this point where Sven's always going to be in vision, right? Because he's clearing out these creeps. All it takes is one jump from HellRaisers, the Blink Echo into the Global Reapers, and he's toast.
So, we have a 10k lead for HellRaisers, and you gotta give them credit. They stuck with it. They kept slamming their heads against the buildings, and they eventually took all of the racks, and now the Megas are just cleaning up the rest of the buildings, the effigies. Now the tier 4s getting gone on. And here comes the bear. The cold feet will go. He'll hit it 2 or 3 times. Echo onto 2. They'll follow up as well. There's the global. Already 2 going to fall. The Yule Scepter coming out. The Bat Rider will stay alive. Can he live, though? He's going to get jumped in. There's going to be the last one. That's on the bear. They will take it to the back towards that well. In the meantime, it's a 1-for-1 trade. Resolution still going. He will find a couple of kills. In fact, he gets a double. The Daedalus comes in, and they can keep this base alive. They are so low, but they are, in fact, defending this agent now. They're giving it everything they've got, Brax. Oh, but the Fisher comes out and kills S4.
These creeps are tough, man.
Dude, it's so hard. The base is in trouble. Enchant Totem. No Echo Slam Milan. He's going to fall. Dominating spree. S4 will buy back. They need everything. They did everything to defend this, and the bear is in. He just needs to hit it a few times. He'll find a couple of kills with the auto attacks as well. GG is called. HellRaisers will force Game 5.
Wowzers. What a game,
Oh, my God.